Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're getting into dropper posts. Alright everybody, so today we're going to be installing a dropper post on the Fuel EX8. But before we do that, if you could, please click that link in the bottom right hand corner of your screen and subscribe to the channel. We're getting so much closer to our goal of 1,000 subscribers, and when we make it to 1,000, I'm going to give away my GoPro to one of you. Alright, so as you may have seen in one of my more recent videos at Kepik, I was going on these downhill trails, and if you look closely, you can see my seat poking out as I'm leaning back over the back tire quite a bit. And the reason for that is that I don't have a dropper post installed on my bike. Some of you out there who are unfamiliar with some of this terminology might be asking yourself, what is a dropper post? I asked myself the same thing 2 years ago when I got back into the sport. I had no idea what it was, as I was out of the loop for a long time. Come to find out, is exactly what it sounds like. It's a seat post that drops down on command. So we have this Race Face Effect 125mm drop post that we're going to install on my Fuel. The idea is that when you drop the post down, it allows you to move your body around the bike much easier without the post getting up in the way and taking out your butt. And when you're ready to pedal up the hill or along the flat trail again, you hit the lever and the post comes back up and you're back in the prime pedaling position. So let's get this installed on the bike and see how this helps me in the long run. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark at what height my seat post is already inserted into the seat tube, so I can get the same total saddle height that I have right now when I install the dropper, as I already know that when I slam the dropper post in here, the collar that lands right here, where the other seat tube slides into it, it's going to be too low and the seat's not going to be up high enough for me. Maybe I need a longer dropper post, I don't know, but I got this 125mm dropper for next to nothing as a takeoff part from someone else's bike in the area. There. And that's going to mark where the post was. So now, with that piece of tape there, I can compare the two posts, mark off the dropper post, and insert it just that far. So I've got these lined up as exact as I can when it comes to having the mounts for the saddle rails. So this looks fairly lined up. I'm going to come down here, see where my Gorilla Tape is. That's the bottom there where I have it inserted into the seat tube. I'm going to put another piece in that exact same spot, as far down as I want to insert the seat post. See if it fits me right. Next up, I'm going to swap my saddle over. I'm going to put this in without putting any cables on it and see how it feels. Alright, so I didn't film it, but I sat on it. It feels right. Actually, I think that's the first time I've ever had a saddle put on, and it fell right to the exact spot I love it in. So I'm going to snug that up. This is at the right height, so we're going to mark that. Get the cables going and get this thing going. Alright, so the guy I bought this off of gave me the old cable and housing along with the lever for this post, but we're going to use a new cable and probably new housing too. So let's get this on there. And that's it. Right in here is a port for the cable to come out from the dropper post. This is an internally routed cable, as opposed to one of the externally routed ones, which will come down the seat tube. Let's get it in. Got it. Whew. After a bit of fiddling around, I finally got this mount figured out. So, I think I screwed something up here. I think the end here, the opposite end with the little ball on it that I've put on the seat post, is supposed to go on this end, and I'm supposed to clamp the other end into the seat post, because there's no way for me to secure this. Alright, so here's where I screwed up. I started threading the cable through this side here. I should have come on the top here, and now that piece is in there, and this will actually actuate the cable. I just got to run it through reverse. Luckily, I've got the cable housing already run. I can just run this right up through. Alright, so there's this little set screw in here. They use two different size Allen keys to bring this up and pinch the cable in between. So what I had to do is I undid the lever from there. I had to push the housing through. I had to unclip all my zip ties, push that housing through so it pops up, so I can get this set properly. Alright, so it looks like I got it. Let's trim this cable down and see if it works. A little lower than I wanted, but we'll see how it does. And I believe it works. Now, it's not without its flaws. The screw that mounts the remote is stripped to hell. So I'm going to have to drill that out and put a new mounting screw in it. And I'll probably have to fiddle with this a little more because it's not as high up as I'd like it to go. But it works for the time being. It's a bit of a hack, but it's on there, and I now have a dropper post. So hopefully this will allow me to ride those Kepik trails a little better with a little more confidence, getting that seat post out of the way, and allow me to progress a little further in my riding. Thank you guys for watching this video. It means a lot to me. We're pressing on to 1,000 subscribers. Like I said, be one of the first 1,000. You'll win my GoPro. Let me know what you thought of this video down in the comments. Do you have a dropper post on your bike? How much is the drop? How much do you like it? Do you find it's worthwhile or not? Leave it down below. Until next time, you know what to do. Ride on. Ended up coming out after I was done putting this dropper on and finding a solution to my problem. So this bolt right here was stripped out, and I wound up finding the bolt out of one of my old GoPro mounts, which happened to be the same thread pitch and same size as the bolt that was in here. So now that's on there nice and tight. What I will say is this race face lever is going to go. I'm going to get rid of it and get something else like the PNW loam lever, but it works so much better.